nobody can tell me why I feel like this. Why do I want to be a girl? When I was born, the birth mother told my mother that congratulations, you have a boy. And when I grew up, I didn't agree with the midwife, so I felt more like a girl. I was around 12, 13 years. By coincidence, I got hold of a skirt and a small female jacket, and I really loved putting on this skirt and this female jacket because it made me feel like a girl, and I so much enjoyed that, so I couldn't describe it. At that time, that was in the middle 60s, I was convinced and really convinced that I was the only person in the entire world who felt like that. So I didn't say anything to anybody, and I just kept it as a secret to myself. I went to a party on a Saturday, and the girl who was actually giving this party, she called me on a Sunday and asked if I could offer a cup of coffee, and I did that, and she's still drinking my coffee. So yeah, that's 32 years ago now. When I realized that she liked my coffee very much, I told her my urge or my need to actually be a girl, and we talked a lot about it, and well, that was it. 3 months went by, and we didn't talk anymore about it, and I didn't know how she felt about it. And one Friday afternoon, she called me in the office and said, "Can you pick me up inside Copenhagen? There is a big department store, and if you could pick me up there at 3 o'clock. Okay, I went into Copenhagen. She was standing there waiting for me. She opened the car door, said to me, "Here are some shopping bags. You can look into these shopping bags when you get home. And I've put some clothes on the bed. You can put it on if you like." And then she smashed the door and said she would come home after 2-3 hours. So she put up nylon stockings, skirts, beautiful white blouse, and everything I needed to dress up like a girl. So I did, and I cannot describe how nervous I was, because first time I did this to my first wife, she laughed at me for 1.5 hours, and I was so afraid that would happen again. So when Berit came home, I was simply hiding in the bedroom, and she called me from the living room, say, "Come in so I can see how you look." And I came in, and she had always put up some makeup stuff, and which I've never used before, so I more or less looked like a clown. I compare it with, if you can imagine small children, girls 2 years old, finding mama's beauty box, and they go completely berserk and use everything in that beauty box and put it on here, there, and everywhere. So she sent me back, and I made it over and over and over and over again. And after 8-10 attempts, she said, "Now you're looking like something that could pass in the street." Ever since that, in all my spare time, I lived as a woman. 1st of January 2017, the Danish government decided to remove being a transgender from the list of psychical diseases. So I was very happy. I became well, and I was okay 1st of January. And the 2nd of January, unfortunately, I had a stroke. So I found myself on the floor, and I was picked up by an ambulance and a doctor. And on the way to the hospital, they found my wallet or my purse, and they looked at my social security card, my health card, and at that time I actually managed to convince the authorities that my middle name should be Jette. And I was, since it happened in the home, I was of course dressed as Jette. And the paramedic guy, he looked at my social security card, looked at me, at the card, at me, because I actually had a male first name at that time. So he asked me the question, what is really your name? I said, what do you think I look the most? And he said, yeah, then you are Jette. And when we arrived at the hospital, he actually, when he handed me over to the nurses and the doctors, he said, here is Jette. And ever since that day, 2nd of January 2017, I have lived as Jette.
Hej Jette, velkommen.
Tak.
Kom indenfor. Værsgo, after you.
I was really curious or anxious to get rid of my beard. By coincidence, I found a little place not far from where I live, where there was a very, very nice lady that said she could help me, she could give me treatments, and she could give me intensive treatments for really 20% of the price on the high street. So I accepted that. It's been working for 13 months now, 14 months, and we are nearly there, So great.
This is a time-killing treatment. It's not something that's just done in 5 minutes. So once you start, you can't shave. Once you start, you can't remove your hair any other way than this. And that means you have to be dedicated and have time and money, to be able to do it. When you start the process of hair removal, normally the people, there's transgender, they're very cleanly shaved because they want to appear very clean. But I need to have an overview of how many hairs are we talking about. And this is more like a psychological aspect for transgender, because I'm now saying, would you please let your beard be a beard for a few days so I can see how many hairs there is. And that is, psychological. I have to appear as a man, so therefore, this is a big hurdle for a transgender to overcome.
We are about to pick up Henriette. It's a good friend which I've known for, I would expect, 10 years. And we actually met in our trans society, where I become a member, she become a member, and there we were. And well, we normally see each other once a month for these events we have in our union, and yeah. Ja, så skal jeg bare lige...
lukket.
Hej du.
Hej,
Tak for sidst.
tusind tak for sidst, ja.
Det var hyggeligt.
Tusind tak for sidst.
I er klar? Og skulle lige sætte det ordentligt. Så smukt.
Hvad er det smukt?
You have to say it in English. I'm beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
Yes.
To get a wig as a trans person, you need to see professional assistance. Personally, I do have 9 wigs. My very first wig got a little special story because my wife and I just realized that I was transgender. So we thought we need a wig. I've been a part of an organization, a Danish organization called TID, TID, which stands for Trans Persons in Denmark. And I've been a member of that organization since it was born in 1994. And here in February 2018, I become chairman for that organization. So nowadays I use, I would say, 8 to 10 hours every day to work for that organization. A main part is to assist, help, guide, and inform about trans persons. Most of our attendants, they arrive with their preferred clothes in a bag, and they go to the dress room and change. They come up, we have our dinner arrangement, and then normally we have a subject for the night. It could be talking about wigs, could be talking about jewelry, and quite often we have events where we talk about makeup. And then when the event is over, there is small talk around the table, and whenever people want, they go down and they undress, and then they go home, and that's it. Our prime objective is to be obsolete, because if nobody needs our organization, that means actually that we are accepted everywhere, and people can be themselves wherever they are. I sincerely hope that every person, whether they are black, brown, yellow, red, white, whatever color everybody has, however they want to dress, however they want to have their hair, whatever. We are all human beings, and we don't want to hurt anybody. We do not hurt anybody. So